are here today for the anticipated matchup between your Millersville Marauders and the Shippensburg Red Raiders, the away team. I am Ryan Rimby, play-by-play guy today. And on the field already, we have a little bit of trash talking. Shippensburg and Millersville, gonna be a tight game today. I'm alongside Tom Fisher, doing the color work today. Tom, how you feeling?
I'm doing great today, Ryan. This is the last home game we got. A little bit of chippiness right there before the game even starts, you know. Get the boys pumped up, try to get them a home win before the season ends here.
I was definitely enjoying that chippiness right there. The Marauders are going to need that fire today to take down a Shippensburg team that has been very good this season. Shippensburg in the conference has struggled compared to past years, but they still are a solid overall program. They're 4-4, 3-4 in the PSAC. And for Millersville, still looking for that first decisive victory. As there's even some drama even on this coin toss, there could possibly be some. Nope, they actually shook their hands, unlike Penn State and Maryland today.
Yeah, really. We'll see if it carries over into the game or not, though, Ryan.
So Millersville still looking for that first win, 0-7 in the PSAC and 0-8 overall. They could have won that first game against Livingstone, let a 21-point lead slip away. Maybe today could be their day. It is a cold day here. A lot of wind. Could be hard to throw the football today, so both teams going to want to run the ball.
Yeah, I mean, last week, Shippensburg, they rushed, or no, they only passed 5 times last week against Cheney. So we'll see if that carries over today. If they want to run the ball today, there's a little bit of wind out. But Millersville's defense has also been playing better these past 2 weeks. They've been only giving up an average of 26 points per game, which is better than prior to the rest of the games this past season.
Yeah, coming into the past 2 weeks, the Millersville defense has struggled. They were giving up over 45 points a game. The last 2, the defense has definitely stepped up. We have a little bit of a change on the offensive line. Kevin Bowles, senior, usually starting at left tackle. He's actually not in there today, as it's Matt Von Nada. So he will start, and he's actually a freshman. So
yeah,
that's a pretty big surprise.
Yeah, I guess that'll be a guy to watch today on the line as a freshman, a true freshman playing. So that'll be something that we can look forward to today.
And also today we have J.J. Page starting at quarterback, the redshirt sophomore. He's been in there the past couple games for Matt Misley. Hopefully he can give this offense a little bit of a burst. The team has struggled scoring the ball early on in the season, put up a lot of points, but in the past couple, the offense has struggled while the defense has actually played better. So hopefully the Marauders can put together a complete game here today, as they will receive. Shippensburg, the #1 offense in the PSAC. Tom, what do you think a good number would be today for the Millersville defense, points-wise, to give up and still be respectable?
Let's say under 26. I mean, like I said, the past 2 weeks they've kept it around 26. If they can do that and score, you know, that's been another big problem for the Marauders. If they can score, then 26 would be a decent, respectable point total for their defense.
Here's the return and good special teams tackles there by the Raiders, and it's already getting chippy, and this is not going to be good. And we have a personal foul probably coming up here.
Down by number 13, Will Hudson. Flag on the play.
Tom, I don't know what all this is about, but Shippensburg, it looks like they have a chip on their shoulder.
Yeah, I mean, I heard some of the Shippensburg coaches before the game. They want to come out and make a statement against this Marauder team. So their guys are fired up. Our guys are fired up, especially the seniors. The last home game. It's gonna be a very passionate game today. We can at least say that.
So we will see what this call is, and if it's against Shippensburg, that'd be a big call. But it looks like they're backing up Millersville. It's going to be on Millersville.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. And also after the play.
And we will wait once again for the call. These might actually cancel out.
There are multiple fouls after the play.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 63. Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 23, kicking team. And unsportsmanlike conduct, number 68, team. Those fouls offset because they have not been completed. First,
So we have a couple penalties there, and they all offset. It's going to be one of those type of days, it looks like, with the personal fouls. They're just going to offset, and it's going to be a real chippy game.
Yeah, I mean, both teams kind of got lucky to that offset because, you know, either way that could have went and been a big personal foul penalty. But hopefully they can keep their tempers controlled. I mean, obviously you want to play with a little bit of an edge, but hopefully they can keep it under control today and just play a good, solid game.
Yeah, one of those personal fouls was on a guy we just spoke of, starting at left tackle, the freshman, Matt Von Nada. So, I mean, he's about to get real physical on this first play. I mean, we could see another personal foul on one of these plays because, you know, these are things that these guys don't forget.
Yeah, especially, you know, that Shippensburg defensive line, they know that there's a freshman over there at left tackle, so they're going to be coming at him.
So here we go. J.J. Page going to start in shotgun. David Coates to the right. Speaking of the running back situation, haven't seen a lot of Myron Miles the last couple weeks. David Coates really carrying the load for this team, and it's a team that's really struggled to run the ball. They're 9th in the PSAC in rushing, and most of that's actually come from Matt Misley, whereas J.J. Page starting at quarterback today. Blitz by Shippensburg, and they get to him on the first play. And Page will be sacked at the – he'll be sacked at the 9-yard line, so he actually got a reasonable spot there.
Hopefully that wakes up the offensive line a little bit.
And you see literally the next play they bring in Petrovic to come in and help block.
Yeah, they're going to have to keep an extra blocker in there at all times today. Shippensburg, I mean, they're mean up front. They're big. The Millersville offensive lines, they're going to have to keep the defense off the quarterback.
There's a running play. There's Coates. Coates has a lot of room, and he's going to pick up the yardage that they had lost on the sack. That's a gain of 9 for David Coates.
Brought down by number 26, DJ Berkey.
We go over some other stats, and I think where Millersville can beat up on Shippensburg is overall the Shippensburg defense has not been great. They're 13th in the PSAC, 7th against the run, 15th against the pass, whereas the Marauders 16th against the run defensively and 7th against the pass. And the reason they're 7th against the pass is teams just don't need to pass against them.
Yeah, very true, Ryan.
So here's a 3rd and 8. Great jump off the edge, and there's 2 sacks right away. Shippensburg off the edge, and they take Page down for the sack. And Tom, on that play, it looked like the right defensive end might have jumped a little early.
Yeah,
you see on the replay.
Well, that was a replay of Dave Coates' run the play before. Unfortunately, we couldn't get another run before or after that. But yeah, I mean, it looked like Shippensburg defense sent a linebacker there actually through one of the gaps. I don't know if it was the A or B, but it looks like they sent one of them, and the offensive line couldn't pick him up.
They're stalling the punt. A lot of wind today. Pretty good punt. Good return to the 35. Tackled by Reggie Slayton.
Punt return by number 1, Sheldon Mayer. Brought down by number 2, Reggie Slayton.
Sheldon Mayer on the return. So the Shippensburg offense
takes over.
will start out here. Speaking of the offense, it's the #1 offense in the PSAC, #1 rushing offense, averaging 241 yards rushing against the worst rushing defense in the league. That's not a good recipe here today, Tom. Shotgun, quick pass. And a gain of 4. So that one's completed to Trevor Harmon.
Complete to number 87, Trevor Harmon. Marauder tackle by number 43, Sene Palomalu. And number 13, Joey Bass.
So we have 2nd and 7, 12:25 to go. There's the handoff up the middle. Pretty good defense by the Marauders. And that is a run by Blair Brooks.
22, Blair Brooks.
We will have 3rd and 3.
67, Neil Maloney.
Tom, is there anything you're specifically looking for in this game for the Marauders to get a victory today?
Honestly, their defense, because you already touched on it a little bit, but or no, our offense, because the Shippensburg defense, they're an average defense. They're a middle-of-the-road defense in the PSAC. And if our offense can move the ball, I mean, you already saw a little glimpse of it maybe with, as you see, number 17, Shippensburg quarterback Chris Raucci run for that first down right there. But if our offense can maybe run the ball a little bit, you already saw a glimpse with Dave Coates, I think that'll be almost a surprise for the Shippensburg defense because Millersville hasn't been very good.
And there's the quick wide receiver screen, gain of 2. That was completed to Justin Plow.
Brought down by number 34, Sean Dugan.
So Shippensburg in the red zone. They're running the hurry-up offense. So they're going to bring in their jumbo package here.
Second down,
a couple tight ends.
For the Raiders.
And that one be incomplete.
Walshy's pass goes incomplete. Intended for number 9, Mike Brown. Brings for a 3rd down and 8 for the
Big
Raiders.
3rd down here, Tom. 3rd and 8. See if Millersville can hold them to a field goal.
Yeah, they got to get off the field right here. It's a passing down.
He's got 62 on him, so he should be able to bull rush at 62. Over double. Somebody else should be able to bull rush at 62.
Shippensburg changing the play at the line. A lot of time here.
Clock running down.
A lot of time in the pocket. Short pass. A bad pass there behind Blair Brooks. Shippensburg will attempt the field goal.
Brings up a 4th down and 8 for the Raiders. On to attempt the field goal,
It'll be
number
Michael
18,
Lloyd.
Michael Lloyd.
The redshirt senior. A lot of wind. This could affect the kicking game today. This will be a 28-yard field goal. Raiders trying to get on the board first. Millersville might have jumped. See what the call is. We have a false start. It could be a big play right there. Backing them up. It'll now be a 33-yard field goal.
That's a big penalty right there for Shippensburg. 5 yards, especially on a windy day like this. I mean, 5 yards matters.
But Lloyd is a senior, so he has had to deal with things like this in the past. Here's the kick, and it's blocked by the Marauders. And he scoops it up, number 20, and he's still on his feet. Down to the 29-yard line, big block there from the Marauders.
PJ Santos picked that one up and took it to their own around 29-yard line. That is huge for the Marauders right now.
There is a flag on the play, Tom.
It's at the end of the play, so it will be Marauders ball no matter what, I think.
We could have a face mask at the end of that play. Even though we don't know who actually blocked that, I'm guessing it was Petrovic.
Illegal block in the back, number 31.
Oh, bad penalty there for the Marauders.
From the spot of foul.
A block in the back on Matt Brenzer.
So that will bump the Marauders all the way back. From the spot of the foul to the 49, huge penalty they had on the 29. That'll bump them back. Big penalty
Millersville
there.
takes over 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line.
But overall, a big special teams play, and it was Petrovic. He does that, 4 or 5 times a season. Page will start under center. To Coates. Good pursuit by the Raider defense. And he'll lose 2.
Handoff goes to number 1, David Coates. Tackle made by number 54, Joe Dolan, and number 92, Austin Rosenberry. 1 yard loss, 2nd down and 11 for the Marauders.
Page now in the shotgun. Order in motion. Another blitz by Shippensburg, not giving him much time. And that would have been a big gain there. And that's actually Evan Brooks.
Pass goes incomplete.
He's actually been
Number
inserted
84,
into the starting
Evan Brooks.
lineup today.
3rd down and 11.
See on the
See on the replay there, a big hit taken by Page. Speaking of Brooks, he is a freshman, 5'10", 175. Shorter, speedy receiver. So far, Tom, looks like the Raiders want to blitz and not give Page a lot of time.
Yeah, I mean, and it's working too. Anytime he's dropped back, he's been either sacked or tackled.
Page takes off there. We have another flag, and could be a hold on the Marauders.
Brought down by number 50, Sean Sadowski. There's a flag on the play.
Kurt can't get driven past the quarterback.
Hopefully, number 76 offense. 10-yard penalty from the
That one will be on center, Lenny Sinelli.
We'll have a silent warning against Bloomsburg.
So far for the Marauders, a lot of penalties on this drive. They had really good field position, and all of a sudden the momentum knocked out within them.
Third and 21 for the Marauders.
It's 3rd and 21, so we could see a screen. Raiders another blitz. It is a screen. Great tackle. Patterson there on the wide receiver screen.
Number 39, Malante Patterson.
And Shippensburg defense steps up there. Millersville had the ball at the 29. They end up on the 38 of their own. They end up on their own 38.
Yeah, you see here this
Fourth
replay.
down for the Marauders.
Number 13 for Shippensburg. He snuffs that out right in the backfield.
Another punt for the Marauders. Probably punt on that one. And a great tackle from
Punt return by
Matt
number 1,
Brinzer.
Sheldon Mayer. Marauder tackle made by number 31, Matt Brinzer.
The Red Raiders will start on the 40-yard line, 8:50 to go. So far, a pretty entertaining game. We have a block punt. We have some chippiness before the game. This should be a good one. Raucci, hold on to it. Pretty big guy. It's taken down after a 5-yard gain. 6 foot, 200 pounds. Richard
Brought down
Jr.
by number 2, Reggie Slayton, and number 20, PJ Santos. 6-yard gain. 2nd down and 4 for the Raiders.
So 6-yard gain there for Raucci. I formation. And he'll hand it off to Brooks. Good hit there from Slayton.
Number 22, Blair Brooks on the carry. Stop at number 2, Reggie
Looks like they're going to be a
Slayton, and
yard
number 7,
short for the
Rasheed
first
Johnson.
down.
3rd down and 1 for Shippensburg.
Looks like another run here. The I formation, they have the jumbo package in here. And we're going to have an encroachment on Millersville.
Flag on the play.
And that is Neil Maloney.
Number 67 defense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Maloney there with the encroachment. Bad penalty for the Marauders. First down, Raiders. And, you know, when you're playing a team that's as solid as Shippensburg is, You've got to play smart football, and so far the Marauders have not played smart football. A lot of penalties. Raucci going down the middle. He's got a man. He hits him. Good tackle in the open field there by Joey Pham, but he got beat on the play. Good throw from Raucci.
Tackle made by number 13, Joey Pham.
Yeah, once again, we've talked on it before. The bigger receiver for the opposing team, they're really taking advantage of our small defense. Trevor Harmon, he's 6'3". And, I mean, you know, Joey Pham's only 5'11", and 4 inches is a big height difference, especially in football.
Harmon's also a stronger receiver, too, at 205. Pretty solid receiver for Division II football.
4-yard gain, 2nd down and 6.
The Marauders last time in the red zone were strong, and they blocked the field goal attempt. 2nd and 6 at the 8. Raucci hands it off. Good pursuit from the Marauder defense. We're having another flag after the play.
Player Brooks, brought down by number 55, Tanner Dean. There is a flag on the play.
This could be a big flag.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 2 defense, and unsportsmanlike conduct, number 57 offense. The foul's offset. The down counts. 3rd down.
So we have penalties offsetting there is Slayton, the captain, with a penalty, but it's offset. And we will have 3rd and 6.
3rd down for the Raiders.
Big play here for the Marauder defense.
See if they can get another stop right here.
Looks like they're changing the play up. And a fumble. And looks like they did recover.
Fumble on the play.
It'll be 4th down, though, either way.
Could have been a big play there for the Marauder defense.
Fumble recovered by Shippensburg, number 17, Chris Raucci. Brings up a 4th down for the Raiders.
And they're going to keep the offense in there after that blocked field goal.
Yeah, I think this is a good choice, Ryan. I mean, like you said, it was a blocked field goal. I think they risk reward here. I think they're just going to go for it because if they turn it over here on downs, it's not a big loss.
Millersville got to stay disciplined here and not jump. Shippensburg only needs 3 yards to pick up a 1st down instead of the 5 for the touchdown. Here's the pass to the end zone. And they're going to call a pass interference on Millersville, and the penalties continue.
There is a flag on the play.
Ryan, that seemed like a weak pass interference flag to me.
I think the only reason they called it is just because he did not turn around.
Yeah, I agree.
We'll see what the call is, but most likely it's going to be pass interference in the end zone.
Pass interference. Automatic 1st down.
That's going to be on Shane Dowdy. He's actually usually a wide receiver, but he's been playing a little bit of cornerback lately this season.
It's one of those things, changing positions too. You know, it's probably really tough to get, you know, get around to the whole, like, you know, turning around type of thing. And there's the run up the middle, and they're in. So Shippensburg, not the fanciest of drives, but they get the job done. After the Marauders, a lot of penalties, crowd not liking the penalty calls on their team. And again, it continues to be chippy out here. So Shippensburg up 6-0, 5:47 to go in the 1st quarter. Millersville's defense has played so far, I think, pretty strong. Did give up a big pass play to Harmon down the middle, But overall, it's just been penalties so far. It's been killing this team. The extra point, and it's no good, so Shippensburg could have a kicking issue today.
And the extra point is no good. With 5:47 remaining in the first quarter.
So Shippensburg does not get the extra point, but they are still up 6-0. Stay with us. We have a good game ahead. Shippensburg up 6-0 after that drive. And Tom, in that drive, what do you think, was the key for the Shippensburg offense?
The penalty, the pass interference penalty. Honestly, their offense hasn't looked that great, Ryan. I mean, they had decent field position on that drive, but the pass interference penalty in the end zone kind of hurt the Marauders there.
We have a short kick. Now I want to go out of bounds. So here comes a penalty. Speaking of one.
Kickoff goes out of bounds.
A lot of flags so far. Marauders 4 penalties.
Out of bounds. Number 18 kicking team. Ball we placed at the 35-yard.
And now it'll be the second penalty on Shippensburg. So far, not a sharp game. A lot of chippiness. After Brooks ran the touchdown in, both teams going at it once again, pushing and shoving, talking trash. So this is definitely a game that is going to stay chippy. This could be a real good one. Page in the shotgun. Pretty good time on that one. Down the middle. He's got a man. And it's a first down to Evan Brooks. Evan Brooks, a freshman, inserted in the lineup in Breitbach. Probably did that for a reason. Big play there.
If the offensive line can give Page some time, he's going to hit guys deep. We have the speed to go deep. You got to give him a little bit of time.
I think a key today, the Marauders got to keep Petrovic in there to block like he will be on this play. Maybe even bring in another tight end. Just go 3 receivers and 2 tight ends. As you see, Bull shifting to the right side. Page a lot of time, and he had a man, and he just missed Petrovic.
Page's pass goes incomplete. Intended for number 88, Trent Petrovic.
And the place would erupted, Tom. You can tell from this crowd, they really, they want to cheer about something in this game. A lot of hostility between the Raider fans and the Marauder fans. So hopefully this team can put up some points today and get the crowd into this one. Second and 10, 32.
Myron Miles in the backfield this play.
And Bull looked like he moved there. Bull's
just can't have that as an 0-8 team, Ryan. You can't have dumb penalties like that.
5th penalty of the Marauders for 32 yards. Bull's a guy like we talked about earlier. He was a starting left tackle all season. He's a senior on senior day today. Did not get to start, and maybe Coach Breitbach did that for a reason to get him charged up. Page is going down again, and he loses 2 yards, so another sack from Shippensburg.
The offensive line has got to get Page some time back there. I mean, we're going to keep saying it. They just got to give him 5 seconds, if even. Just let him be able to make a read and get the ball out of his hand.
And Tom, a guy that's been getting a lot of pressure so far is a guy you speak about earlier before the game even started, in Cortland Dell. And he's a player that you faced in high school, a good linebacker.
Yeah, I know he's the past 2 years he's been a starter for Shippensburg defense.
And Dell again. Page, good elusiveness. That one almost intercepted as it's thrown away.
Page's pass goes incomplete. Intended for number 84, Evan
Actually
Brooks.
knocked away by Will Hudson. Millersville will punt.
Brings up a 4th down for the Marauders.
Another drive where it looked like Millersville could have went down the field more and did something. So far, no points.
They got to put a drive together. They have yet to put a good drive together today. And once they do that, they're going to score because they show promising signs, and then they have a dumb penalty or a sack that backs them up.
See if Stahl can pin the Raiders here. Good snap. We have another penalty. It's early in this one. I don't mean to be pessimistic, but these flags are getting to be a little too much right now. You can't have a good game flow with all these flags.
There is a flag on the play.
See what the flag is. The ball went into the end zone, so it'll be taken at the 20, depending on the flag. Looks like the flag's going to be against Millersville.
Legal formation. 5 players in the backfield.
And it will be.
Team. The 5-yard penalty will be enforced from the spot which ball belongs to the receiving team. It'll be 1st and 10, Shippensburg.
So a 5-yard penalty there on the Marauders.
1st and 10 for Shippensburg.
Shippensburg will take over the 25. 4:08 to go in the first quarter. A lot of changing of possessions here in the first. Brooks gets the carry, gets a solid amount of room there. He'll gain 7 yards.
Handoff goes to number 22, Blair Brooks. Marauder tackle by number 7, Rasheed Johnson.
And this time it's a keeper. Great open field tackle there by number 34.
Number 17, Chris Raucci on the carry. Brought down by number 34, Sean Dugan.
And we
1 yard
brings up a
loss.
3rd down here, 3rd and 3.
For Shippensburg.
In past games this season, Millersville has been able to stay in the game in the first half, but in the second half, the other team has pulled away. Quick pass there, and Harmon has the 1st down. He picks up 4.
Raucci's pass complete to number 87, Trevor Harmon.
Sene Palomalo makes the tackle.
Number 13, Joey Pham. Result of the play is a Shippensburg 1st down.
So far, Shippensburg has run a mix of shotgun and under center for Raucci. Heavy dose of Brooks so far. And they're going back to him. Really nice cutback by Brooks. And he'll take it to the 45 for a 1st down. First big run of the game for Shippensburg.
There was a real nice hole for him to run through that play. If they keep opening up holes like that, they're going to be able to run the ball.
There's another run. And now Shippensburg will pick up the 1st down as the play before. Brooks picked up 9. This time picks up another 5. He'll take it to the 48-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Raiders. So far, Shippensburg 8 carries for 37 yards. Little trickery here from Shippensburg. Harmon's open, and he finds him. Good tackle by P.J. Santos. Tom, what do you think about that trickery on that play?
I mean, it was a good play. I mean, especially with a nice throw there actually by the running back.
Yeah.
And especially to Harmon, he's a big guy. Like I said, you might as well throw it up and he can go get it.
Another wide receiver screen.
Double screen. Fights forward for a gain of about 2 more yards after that for a 6-yard gain.
Shippensburg once again in the red zone. Second and 5 at the 15. So far, Shippensburg 1 for 2 in the red zone. In the shotgun, Raucci. And he hits Harmon for the touchdown. And that was an easy one there, Tom. The play action.
Pass complete to number 87, Trevor Harmon.
And Harmon has a touchdown. It's now 12-0. Raiders over the Marauders. And with that catch, it's Harmon's 9th touchdown of the season. Shippensburg not worried about the passing game here today, or not worried about the kicking game. Excuse me, and it's going to be timeout taken by Millersville, not expecting the 2-point conversion.
That is their first charge timeout of the half.
So, Tom, if you're a team that gives up on the kicking game this early, does that change anything really for you? Or
I don't think so when you have a good offense like Shippensburg does, who they can put up points. So an extra point really shouldn't come back to bite them.
Yeah.
I mean, if it would obviously be at the end of the game. But when you can, especially against a struggling Marauder defense, I don't think an extra point's going to matter which way.
the kicking game could be one of those factors that does, come into effect in different games for Shippensburg. Say they got a tight game down the stretch, they need a point here and there. The kicking game could be huge for them. And hopefully the Marauders can make it an impact later in this game, keep the game close. But we shall see. Shippensburg up 12-0, looking for 2 points here. Harmon in motion. And Harmon's open once again, and a bad throw by Raucci.
2-point conversion is no good. With 1:26 remaining in the first quarter, your score, Shippensburg 12.
So on that drive, a lot of Brooks, and then a couple timely passing plays. Stay with us. Marauders get the ball back after break. And we are back at Christ Field. Shippensburg, after that drive, up 12-0, could not convert on the 2 points. Here's the kickoff. Those are looking for some good field position, and they're not going to get it. Gang tackle.
Kickoff return by number 89, Brent Collins.
As Collins takes it back to the 16. Tom, is there one specific thing the Marauders need to do on offense to get him going?
Like I said before, they need to put a couple plays together. They need to give them time. It's basically, it's just repetitive.
Yeah.
They got to do these things. It's basic things. It's not as easy sitting up here saying it, but they just need to give the quarterback time. And when they're running the ball, they got to get off the ball and get on their man.
And Page runs right into a sack almost. But Myron Miles gets away and takes it to the 24. Gain of 7. That play could have been really bad for Page.
As many hits as he's taken, you gotta wonder if he can last the whole game even.
And Tom, one of these stats you look at before the game and think, this isn't that big of a deal. They won't have a problem with it. You look at it, Millersville and Shippensburg coming to this game both have 8 sacks. But in this game, the Raiders already have 2.
Yeah, I know, Ryan. I saw that before the game, but like you said, Ryan, it's just the Shippensburg defense. You see right there, making tackles in the backfield. The Shippensburg defense, right now, you can say that they're dominating the Marauder offense.
And on that play, Patterson trying to get to the outside. He will actually lose a yard.
Third and 4 from the Marauders.
And it's 3rd and 4. Looks like Millersville
Going to take this one maybe into half, Ryan. or into the second quarter.
If I was them, I'd go to the end of the quarter. And they will. So I think overall smart move there. You're playing a better team. Let the clock run. Slow this game down a little bit. But at the end of the first quarter, the Raiders lead this one 12-0. Marauders hopefully can get a drive going here in the beginning of the second quarter. Stay with us. So here we go. Millersville 3rd and 4 to start the second quarter. They're at their own 23-yard line. And in their first quarter, Tom, a lot of penalties for the Marauders. They had a blocked field goal, which gave them great field position up to 29, but they couldn't capitalize on it. That was a big momentum play for this team. They have no points after the quarter.
Yeah, this could be a big third down conversion right here, Ryan. Hopefully they can get it to, put something together.
We have another flag.
Flag of the flag.
And if this is false start, it's going to push the offense back again.
Offense number 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
And it is.
15 minutes.
7th penalty on the Marauders for 42 yards.
3rd down and 9 for the Marauders.
And Tom, you want to hear a very good stat from today. Marauders have 42 penalty yards and 47 total yards.
Yeah, I mean that makes a net of 5 yards today, and it's already been that ball should have been picked off right there by the Shippensburg defense. But yeah, a net of 5 yards after the first quarter, that's not a good stat to have. You see here on this replay. Almost picked off right there by the Red Raiders.
Brings up a 4th down for the Marauders.
So it's 4th and 9, stall back out the punt, and once again, the Raiders will get good field position.
Set to punt number 9, Evan Stahl.
Stahl, a pretty good punt there. Got a lot of hang time on it. And the Raiders will actually start in their own territory.
Catch made by number 1, Sheldon Mayer.
So Raucci in the offense coming back out.
Bloomsburg takes over, 1st and 10.
So the next game that will be telecast on MUTV 99.1 will be the Marauders versus UVA Wise Cavaliers.
Yeah, Ryan, and me and you will actually be doing that game. So look forward to watching that. The boys basketball team, they're going to be entertaining to watch.
So we have a run there up the middle, only for a yard. Good defense by the Marauders. And as basketball season approaches, oh, sorry, Tom.
No, go ahead, Ryan, go ahead.
Basketball season approaches, I'm just really excited for it. Change it up a little bit, go to something else. The cold weather, I'm just not feeling it.
Yeah, I mean, we can get out of the cold and stay inside, whereas, you don't have to battle the elements, so that'll be nice.
So we have a 2nd and 9 at midfield. Another penalty. Pass down the middle, and it's caught, and it's going to be a touchdown to Sheldon Mayer, but let's see what happens with the penalty here. The Marauders can only hope that it's on Shippensburg. Mayer looks like he might have pulled a hammy on that one.
Offside, number 43 defense.
And it'll be a touchdown. And Shippensburg up 18-0.
That was a nice ball there by Raucci. He played under Zach Zulli, who was actually a close friend of yours, Ryan. And it looks like he really, mentored him well, and Raucci hit a nice ball there.
Yeah, speaking of Zulli, he was the D2 Heisman last year, so you can pretty much call him a big man on campus.
Yeah, he was.
Point number 18, Michael Lloyd.
Looks like this time Shippensburg will actually attempt the extra point, which is a change compared to what they have been doing the last couple scores. So 18-0, 13:58 to go here in the second quarter. So that drive was far too easy, and it's blocked again. And right now, if you're the Raiders, you just can't attempt an extra point anymore. Just not going well. So stay with us. We're going to break here. Shippensburg, another touchdown. They're up 18-0. Marauder offense trying to plug away.
13:58 remaining in the first half.
Storming down the field of the Marauders. This time it was via the big play. Sheldon Mayer with the touchdown from Raucci. It was actually 50 yards, so a huge play from the Shippensburg offense, and it's 18-0 here. Marauders, Tom, they got to score on this drive to make this a game, I think.
Yeah,
I know it's early, but
they have to. Yeah, I mean, what I said before the game, it'd be nice to keep it around 26 points, and for the defense. But I mean, the offense has got to try to put some points on the board too. They've almost struggled more than the defense has this year. You know, they're next to last in the PSAC in total offense, and they gotta try to muster something up here. It's too early to be down by this much.
And a big tackle there by number 32, Alan
Kickoff
Coleman.
by number 89, Brett Collins. Brought down by number 32, Alan Holman. Millersville takes over.
So a lot of time in this game, but the Marauders got to put some points on the board because they're having these quick drives. They just keep putting their defense out there, and the defense is vulnerable. They were playing well, but it's just defense gets worn down because the offense just can't hold the ball. Raiders are getting another blitz. Page a lot of time here, and that one will be out of bounds.
Page's pass goes incomplete.
So that one's intended for Evander Barkley.
Second down and 10 for the Marauders.
And Tom, you mentioned something a little bit earlier. Millersville 0-7 on the season, 0-8 overall, couple games to go. Do you think we see a quarterback change at any point in this game? Because at this point in the season, you know, what exactly are you trying to get out of this season?
Yeah, right now I think it's kind of get a win, you know, just get something on the in the win column for the Marauders. Honestly, the way it's looking right now, I could possibly see a change. Maybe Misley come back in, or true freshman Blake Cahill come in. He was a big recruit out of high school. I could see it happening maybe in the third, fourth quarter, just to, you know, try to get something on the board.
Yeah, I don't think it would be a bad move. As we see the replay here, pretty strong throw from Page. That was Collins on the catch. But like I was saying, I don't think it's a bad move to go to another quarterback. Not saying that Page has played bad. It's just that at this point in the season, where do you want to go for next year? Got to play for next year at some point here. And that'll be a personal foul. Tom, what do you think about that play?
Yeah, that was a pretty cheap play there, really. I mean, they clearly blew the whistle. You gotta keep your emotions under control in a situation like that, especially up 18-0. There's no reason for the Red Raiders to be over the top.
Yeah.
Understandable. You want to be aggressive and you want to enforce your will up against the opponent, but there's no reason to do that.
I mean, especially Millersville had already picked up the first down, you know, based on forward progress. And now you're just going to add, you know, another 15 onto that. Millersville is going to have the best field position they've had since the block punt or the blocked field goal. They should have this around the 45-yard line. We do have 3 flags though, so you know, if they cancel this out, that would be a big blow.
Yeah, it would be.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 13 defense, 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, automatic first down.
Here you guys see it again. At number 13, Will Allen at the end of this play right there, picks him up after the whistle.
Tom, you know what I like on that play, though? Right when that happens, Lenny Sinelli steps in, backs his teammate up. I know the Marauders are winless this year, but this is a team that will stay together even when, through all these tough times, they have stayed together.
Agreed.
Which I give them a lot of respect for.
Agreed.
10 for the Marauders from the 44-yard line.
So they'll start at the 44, 1st and 10, 13:05 to go for half. Maybe that penalty will jumpstart this offense. It's a big play offense. They just need a couple plays, a lot of speedsters. There's the handoff, and the Raider defense all over that one. It's a loss of 3.
Handoff goes to number 45, Phil Bass.
You see here again, defense is in the backfield right there to tackle him for a loss of 3.
And that was actually a carry there by Phil Voss. Phil Voss is a guy that hasn't seen a lot of carries this season. David Coates, more of the speed back, but can also run through the tackles. And also Myron Miles getting carries. Another flag, and Page gets absolutely punished on that play. Number 41, James Brennan.
Page brought down in the backfield. There's a flag on the play.
Illegal motion, number 84 offense, moving forward at the snap. The penalties decline.
So it'll now be 3rd down as you see the play here. Page just no time. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, bang. 2 seconds. The offensive line just getting punished. I know they're blitzing, but at the same time, you got to change these play calls up. You can't do play action if they're blitzing this often. You got a wide receiver screener,
I agree with that. I mean, yeah, you want to switch it up and throw in a play action there, but when your quarterback doesn't have enough time, even in the shotgun, you can't be running a play action.
And so far, the Marauders only have 10 yards gained on the ground on 4 carries.
Delay of game.
Another penalty on the Marauders.
5-yard penalty. Remains or down.
8 penalties for 47 yards on Millersville. It's 3rd and 23. They've already had a 3rd and 23 already, which you don't usually say very often in a football game, but it's actually now 3rd and 28. At this point, just be smart with the football. Don't turn it over and just punt. Maybe you can get a penalty on Shippensburg.
Right there, make the play. God,
Page getting away.
short pass. He's way short.
And he'll run it to the 34. Gain of 8 on the play. Page getting beat up pretty good today.
Yeah.
4th and long for the Marauders.
See him feel the pressure, rolls outside. Number 38 here by the Shippensburg defense. That's just a big-time hustle play right there to come from behind and make the play.
And that was a play where Marauders got very, very lucky that that was not a fumble, because number 38 was going for the strip. So Stahl, another punt. Not a bad one there. Fair catch by Harmon at the 38-yard line.
Fair catch made it to the 38-yard line. Shippensburg takes over, 1st and 10.
And you are tuning into MUTV 99.1. We will have all your sports covered for you throughout the rest of the semester and on to next semester. After this game, we'll be covering a lot of men's and women's basketball, along with possibly some wrestling games, or wrestling matches. As you see Brooks run to the outside, he's cutting it back, and he's going to go. And I think he fell on the pylon there, Tom.
Handoff goes to number 22, Blair
As I'm
Brooks.
going through the station ID, didn't necessarily see the beginning of that play, and all of a sudden I see Brooks running down the sideline.
Forced out of bounds by number 13, Joey
He's actually down
Bass.
at the 1.
Yeah, that was a nice run right there. He got outside and cut it back
First and
up
goal for
up
Shippensburg.
the sideline and took off and just got pushed out at the 1-yard line.
Shippensburg in shotgun. It's Brooks. And he is in touchdown Shippensburg. 24-0 as they have put it on the Marauders the last couple possessions with consistent touchdowns. Brooks is second of the day. So far, Shippensburg has not been good with the 2-point conversions or the extra point. They have 13 carries for 110 yards. There's the pass. That one's knocked away. Good defense by Rasheed Johnson.
Conversion is no good.
So far, that's been one of the good positives for this Marauders team. 2-point conversion defense and extra point defense. But they're still getting up the touchdowns. It is now 24-0. Stay with us, Marauders. They will get something going here on offense. I'm calling it. We are back here as you see a lot of wind. Flags moving a lot. That's why the kicking game has struggled for Shippensburg, along with good pursuit by the Marauder special teams. See the kickoff. Here's the return. Pretty good return. I'll take it to the 40-yard line. That was returned by Samara Moat.
Kickoff return by number 81, Simero Moat. Tackle made by number 18,
Let's see if they can, put something together here with a decent field position from that return.
First and 10 for the Marauders.
I mean, Tom, I put myself out on the line there before that break. Marauders have not been able to move the ball very well, but I said they will get it going on this drive.
Well, so far, you look like you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Let's see if JJ can back you up a little bit.
And there's Barkley. He's dangerous when he gets to the outside. Take a big hit.
Handoff goes to number 10,
And Barkley will run for 8 yards. Strong run there by Barkley. He's a little guy, but he took a big hit there at the end, popped right back up. And obviously, a lot of trash talking so far. After that play, some more trash talking.
Second down and 2 for the Marauders.
Haven't seen Kevin Wiggins or Malante Patterson yet, so wouldn't be surprised to see a couple shots here. Maybe one right on this drive deep for one of them.
And there's Voss. Voss breaks a tackle. Voss to the outside. He'll run to the 35-yard line. Good run by Phil Vass.
Tackle made by number 37, Aaron Sy. Result of the play.
Look at the big guy break the tackle right there. Keep going, bust it outside.
Shoulder pads even out on that one. That's how strong a run it was. The shoulder padding popped out. So under 9 minutes to go here. Second quarter, 1st and 10 for the Marauders at the 35. Down 24-0. They've received the kickoff to start the game, so Shippensburg will get it after half. Another run to the outside. It's Barkley. And Tom, the last couple plays, runs to the outside have been working pretty good.
Yeah, they pick up 8 right there, Ryan. Maybe they found something they can go to here as you see the handoff, and Barkley takes it around to outside and gets pushed out of bounds for an 8-yard gain.
8-yard gain, second down and 2 for the Marauders.
There's a run by Coates. Breaks a tackle, runs it to the 20. First down, Millersville.
Number 1, David Coates.
Pretty solid drive right now, and Millersville's been able to run the ball.
54, Joe Doolin. Result of the play is a Marauder first down.
So you watch Coates break little arm tackle right there and get the first down.
Timeout, Shippensburg.
And we have a timeout here.
That is their first charge timeout of the half.
Shippensburg will take it. Looks like they want to talk about something after getting beat on a couple of run plays on this drive. Hopefully they get their defense together.
I'm sure their coach is over there talking about the missed tackles on this drive, because if they would make those tackles, these plays wouldn't have gone for as big as they have.
A chance to win with the 50-50 raffle. See a member of the Millersville softball team purchase tickets. Winning number will be announced at the end of the third quarter.
First day of November here today, and it definitely feels like a November day.
Yeah, it does, Ryan.
For this game, wind chill at 43, and by the time this one's over, we definitely will be shivering. So Millers are looking to get in the red zone here. Do some damage. Page, not a lot of time, taking a shot in the end zone. Just out of the reach of Evan Brooks. Not a bad throw there from Page.
For number 84, Evan Brooks.
A little far in the corner.
At least it wasn't underthrown there, Ryan. You know, underthrown leaves a chance for an interception. A ball like that, nothing can hurt you. It's either a touchdown or an incomplete pass. If you see right here, just out of the reach of Evan Brooks.
Marauders again going back to the run. Barkley only gets one, he fumbles, and Shippensburg is going to recover that. They had a lot of guys around that ball. Well, Tom, I said they would have a good drive. They did have a good drive, but it did not result in any points as Shippensburg recovers the fumble. Big turnover by Barkley. He took a big hit at the end of that play.
Yeah, he did. That's really unfortunate. I mean, I think you might have been right there on your prediction before that of them scoring that drive. But turnovers can stop it just like that.
All I needed was 3 on that, and I would have looked like a genius.
Fumble, recovered by defense. First down, Shippensburg.
So you see the ball pop out there. Tough break for the Marauders. Shippensburg will take over at the 18-yard line. Quarterback keeper, run to the 22.
Number 17, Chris Raucci on the keeper.
Raucci, not necessarily a fast guy, but he is a big quarterback, tough to bring down.
Neil Maloney and number 2, Reggie Slate. 5-yard gain, second down and 5.
And Tom, one of the guys who made that tackle, Reggie Slayton. You have any news on Reggie Slayton?
Yeah, Reggie, he's the second leading tackler in the PSAC right now, coming into the game with 82 tackles. He's on pace for 113 this year, which is pretty big, especially for the Marauders. Their most they've had since 1999 was 122. Reggie has a total of 5 today, so he's at 87. He's keeping his pace. I think he's going to break the 113 tackle mark with 2.5 games left still right now. I mean, he's been their senior leader. He's been making plays all over the field for him on defense.
So a wide receiver screen on that last play. Missed tackle on a first down. That was a little bit underthrown by Raucci.
Raucci's pass goes incomplete.
That'll be incomplete.
Intended for number 87, Trevor Harmon. Brings up a 3rd down and 8 for Shippensburg.
Harmon has 5 catches today, and there's 3 other receivers for Shippensburg who have total up to 5 catches today. So Harmon, I mean, he's their go-to guy.
Third and 8 to the 31. Millersville needs a stop here. We have a penalty. That will be a 1st down and more. A lot of missed tackles by the Marauders, bad routes. Shippensburg will take it to the 26-yard line, but we'll see what happens with the flag.
Hit on the tackle, number 93, Drew Seberg, and number 55, Tanner Dean. And there is a flag on the flag.
See what the flag is. This could be a big flag.
Offside, number 37, defense.
And it's offsides on Millersville, another big gain for Shippensburg. That penalty. It is now 9 penalties on the Marauders. Actually, that one was declined, so it'll stay at 8, but a theme for the season has been penalties. They have been huge. They have, helped the Marauders lose some games that they could have won. Tom, we see a shot here, that offensive line. Some big boys down there.
Yeah, they are. I mean, across the front line for the Shippensburg's offense, they have a guy who's 275, 280, 275, 290, and 295 at right tackle. I mean, they're averaging around 280, 290 across the line. And you can see they're confident in their offensive line too, just with a five-man front right there. No tight end, no nothing, just empty. They're very confident in their big boys up front.
Yeah, especially at left guard. Hayden Rigo, 6'5", 280. There's the keeper by Raucci. Good defense by the Marauders. Gang tackling them there. Palomalo leading the way.
Brought down by number 43, Sene Palomalo, and number 2, Reggie Slate.
We have 3rd and 6 at the 23.
3rd down and 6.
Marauders need to make a stop right here. Shippensburg most likely will have a tough time making a field goal if they get stopped right here.
Yeah, it looks like if Shippensburg wouldn't pick this up, we'd be in a 4-down territory.
Yeah, I would agree, Ryan.
And that one incomplete, not a strong throw from Raucci. And even though Shippensburg is up 24-0, Raucci has not looked great today.
4th down and 6.
Fourth and 6. Shippensburg in the shotgun, 3 receivers. And there's an area right here. And we'll have a timeout. What I was going to say is this is an area where I think the Marauders should press coverage on Harmon. They were giving him almost 10 yards off the line of scrimmage. He's a big guy. If he gets some momentum, he's probably going to run you over. I'd press coverage him and then run with him.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan, they're eventually going to have to start having somebody either over top or underneath of him at all times. You're not going to just want to run a man zone on him or you're going to want to put a man coverage. You're going to want to put a man coverage on him and have somebody, like I said, in zone over or under him, because he's just a big guy and he's really dominating the Millersville secondary right now. You see there as the sun is setting on the university tonight. It's a cold one, but we'll be here with you till the end of the game.
4:27 to go in the second quarter. 4th and 6. See if the Marauders can make a big play here and give themselves a little momentum before halftime. Harmon in motion. They're going to go to him. No, they're not. Raucci's going to keep it, and Raucci's going in. Touchdown, Shippensburg. Way too easy, 30-0. Really nice play call there, and I'm pretty sure that was a design run.
Yeah, Ryan. I mean, it looked like it was. I don't know if it was or not, but it sure looked like it. I mean, there's
really nothing to say on that one. It's just
the
good
defense.
offense.
The defense wasn't ready for it at all. It was a nice play call.
Shippensburg again going to go for the 2-point conversion. So your prediction of Millersville giving up 26 or less has not come true. And this has been a Shippensburg team that has given the Marauders fits for as long as I can think of. They're a good football program. They are down this year, but overall, every year they are strong. Raucci, the pass to the end zone. It's actually intercepted, but we have a penalty, and that'll probably be pass interference.
2-point conversion, no good. There is a flag on the
They're
play.
going to Harmon. That was intercepted by Rasheed Johnson.
Holding, number 7 defense. The penalty for to the goal. Retry.
So Shippensburg will have a redo here. Raucci back in the shotgun. He'll hand it off. We have a fumble on the play. And Shippensburg don't know if they recovered or not.
Is no good.
It's actually no good. So good defense there by the Marauders. They popped that one out. But they do give up the touchdown. It is now 30-0, 4:19 to go. Millersville offense hopefully can get something going right before halftime. Stay with us. We are back here at Christ Field. Another Shippensburg touchdown. I'm sounding pretty repetitive.
Oh, it is pretty repetitive.
Every time we go to break, it has been a Shippensburg touchdown.
It's been like that for a while, Ryan. Hopefully something can come out of it today. Hopefully we can put some points on the board. I mean, we could take it back to a good time in 2011 when the Red Raiders were here. It was we could call it the Snow Bowl. The Millersville Marauders actually beat the Shippensburg Red Raiders. And I remember that was a game. There was a good bit, couple inches on the snow of snow on the ground. If any of you listening remember that, I mean, that was a fun game to watch and be a part of.
Yeah, that was actually homecoming. 2011 homecoming. It was my freshman year, and MUTV still covered the event.
Braving the elements for your entertainment.
So we have a tough break there for the Marauders. It was actually a really nice catch by the returner, but his knee was down as he caught it, and they started at the 8-yard line. It's just been one of those type of days for Millersville. And Coates will get it to the outside. Actually has a good bit of room. He'll gain 5.
Tackle made by number 32, Alan Holman, and number 45.
You see here, you see that was 2011. That was covering the homecoming parade.
2nd and 4 for the Marauders.
I mean, it was a nasty one out there, as you can see from these pictures. 4.6 inches of snow, and MUTV was still right out there in the weather to bring you the parade.
There's Miles up the middle, and Myron Miles trips on his own player.
Handoff goes to number 5.
It was a very good run
Miles.
from Miles, and he's a guy that in the beginning of the season was getting a good amount of carries. He was the starter. Towards the middle to the latter part of the season, has not gotten those carries. I don't know the specific reason why, but he looks strong on that carry. And overall, when I see Myron, I see a guy that can help this football team.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why he's not getting the carries.
There's a lot of potential there. I mean, we've covered it before, as you see him pick up a couple more tough earned yards. We've talked about it before. You know, he's a transfer from Temple, and he looked very promising at Temple. You see him read, cut upfield, and get a couple yards out of that, about 6 yards. But yeah, he was very promising at Temple, and he came here. He was a highly touted recruit when he came here, and they just had last year he didn't play, and this year they just haven't used him as much as you would think for a guy like Myron.
There's Myron once again. Not a lot of blocking on that one from the offensive line. Nowhere to go.
Handoff goes to number 1, David Coates.
No gain on the play. 3rd and 3 here. Ticking down. It's close to 2 minutes in this game.
And number 50, Sean Sadowski. 3rd down and 3 for the Marauders.
45's to our side. Coming our side here.
18 carries for 56 yards for the Marauders. Coates nowhere to go. Great defense, great pursuit by the Raiders. Thomas, listen to this stat. 18 rushes for Millersville, 56 yards. 18 rushes for Shippensburg, 143 yards.
Yeah, Ryan. I mean, that play, the Marauders have ran that play a couple times, bringing in Phil Vass, the big fullback, to get outside and block. And I'd say that's probably about the 4th time they've ran that. And the Shippensburg defense, they knew the formation, and they saw it when the handoff was coming, sweeping right.
Stall on the punt. That one might have been blocked a little bit. Gonna go out of bounds. Not a strong punt there from Stall. He's been pretty strong this entire season for the kicking unit.
Punt goes out of bounds. Shippensburg takes over 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line.
And we actually have campus shows also on channel 99.1. I am actually, me and Ryan are both producers of Millersville's only sports student-run show in the zone. So if you could check that out online at MUTV99.com. It films live on Mondays at 5 o'clock.
Brooks up the middle. Gain of 3 is on the last play. Sean Dugan, a very nice tackle of Raucci. So Shippensburg 3rd and 9. We are under 40 seconds here. Another handoff, and we will go to halftime. Tough half for the Marauders. And it looks like Coach Breitbach not going to call a timeout. At this point, not enough time to get a drive going. So Shippensburg going to halftime up 30-0. Millersville has really struggled to get any type of yardage. So far, they have 101 yards in the first half. Shippensburg 348. When we get back, the Marauders will try to get back into this game.
Your halftime score,
Stay with us.
30, Millersville 0. Fans, it's time to refuel for an exciting second half by visiting the concession stand, food and drinks. But before that, let's turn things over and welcome the staff. Kenny Ravel.
So here we are for the start of the second half. Millersville will be kicking off to Shippensburg. Tom, people can see by the score it's 30-0. Big return by Brooks. As we hit some stats from the first half, Shippensburg, 13 first downs compared to Millersville, 6 rushing yards. Big stat that stood out to me, 147 for Shippensburg compared to 52.
First and 10 for Shippensburg.
Also total offense, Millersville 30 plays for 101 yards.
Yeah, and I mean, we've been touching on it the whole time, but the penalties for Millersville, they have 9 for 48 yards to Shippensburg's 2 for 20.
Handoff goes to number 22, Blair Brooks.
And that's just, it's a very bad stat to see at halftime when you have, 48 penalty yards and total offense of 101 yards. It's very counterproductive. You're not going anywhere. You go 5 yards forward and 10 yards back, and that has been the Marauder day, really.
Brooks on another carry, and he's going to burst. Good tackle there.
Handoff again to number 22, Blair Brooks.
By P.J. Santos.
Marauder tackle by number 20, P.J. Santos.
But another big run for Brooks.
Result of the play is a Red Raider.
And Tom, we should expect to see a lot of Brooks here in the second half. Shippensburg running clock.
Yeah, definitely.
And also running the ball effectively.
Yeah, I think they're going to run the ball 3/4 of the time here the second half just to get out of here. They're most likely going to come away with a win, which will make them 4-4 in the PSAC.
Yeah.
And 5-4 in the season. And they have 2 more games that they're going to need to win. The next one's going to be they're going to be home against Kutztown and then at Mercyhurst. And they're fighting for for a spot in the top of the PSAC right now.
And there's a screen. That one's intercepted. And that'll be a defensive lineman. Number 93, Drew Seaberg.
93, Drew Seaberg.
Yeah, that was a screen right there. Shippensburg was running, and Seaberg he stayed outside. He saw the screen coming, stayed outside, and he was right there to pick the ball off. That's a big start for the Marauder defense right here.
So J.J. Page will lead the offense out. Hopefully this unit can get more than 101 yards here in the second half, get some points on the board. Page, and he's sacked, so not a good start.
Ball was out. Page let that one go.
Tom, this could be a turnover for a turnover.
It very well could be, Ryan. Nope, looks like they're calling second down. Marauders got lucky right there.
Number 15, J.J. Page, brought down for a loss.
It will be 2nd and 12.
Three-yard loss, 2nd down and 13.
2 running backs in the backfield with Page. Play action.
Right there.
Page dumps it off to Coates.
He's short.
Page's pass complete to number 1, David Coates. Forced out of bounds, number 45, Cortland
Coates
Bell.
will gain 5. It'll be 3rd and 9.
3rd down and 8 for the Marauders.
Obviously Millersville. And we have a whistle on the field. Just winding the clock back. But obviously for Millersville, they are down 30 points. The chance of them come back and winning this game, obviously very slim, but we'll see if they can get some momentum going or possibly next week. A couple winnable games towards the end of the season. And there's Reichenbach, and he will be well short.
Yes, he will be.
Pass complete to number 14, Mike Reichenbach.
3rd and 8 right now. No, it's 4th down, sorry. 4th and 5.
4th and 5 for the Marauders.
You see the replay. Reichenbach makes the catch, bobbles it, and he still pulls it in. Good concentration by him. Let's see here. It's 4th and 5. See if they're going to try to draw him off sides or actually run a play here, Ryan.
And they will. Page, a lot of time, batted down, intercepted. So a turnover for a turnover, as we have some happy Shippensburg fans in the crowd today.
Yes, we do. That was a nice play right there to bat the ball and find it and pick it off.
By number 50, Sean Sadowski. Shippensburg takes over.
And like we mentioned earlier, with that interception from Page, and he almost had a fumble earlier, we could be getting that territory where Breitbach goes to another quarterback.
Wouldn't be surprised if we saw it as you hand off to Brooks. Cuts it up.
And Brooks is going to take this one down to the 5-yard line, and Shippensburg just gashing the Marauders, running the ball. Brooks with that carry. He is over 160 yards on the ground.
Number 20, PJ Santos.
Brooks 16 carries for 191 yards. It's 1st and goal from the 5. Raucci, good pressure on the Marauders. Throws it up there. That will be incomplete.
Raucci's pass goes incomplete.
.11:03 to go in the 3rd quarter. Noisville got a big turnover. Then Shippensburg got one back. Man in motion. Raucci gets it, gives it to Brooks. Good tackle there by the Marauders. Number 37, Jamal Dickinson, playing cornerback.
Tackle made by number 34, Sean Dugan, and number 67, Neil Maloney. 3rd and goal.
Third and goal from the 4. 5 seconds left on the play clock. Got to get this play off. He does with 2. The quick screen. Good defense by Millersville. Good tackle there by Sene and Palomalu.
And Ryan, on our sideline right now, I know a lot of the viewers cannot see it, but number 6, quarterback Sean Quarterman is actually warming up. Quarterman, he's played quarterback for the Marauders in the past. If some of you remember 3 years ago, he played quarterback for the Marauders. And that may be a sign that he's going to be coming in next possession, or he might just be staying warm in case he gets the chance.
Could be a big change for the Marauders too, because Quarterman's actually a guy that has been playing wide receiver for the team a little bit. And that one will be dropped. Raucci frustrated about that one. And the Marauder defense will get off the field.
Shippensburg gave away a touchdown right there.
That one was dropped by the tight end.
Alex Coleman. Marauders take over, 1st and 10.
See who they go with here.
Attention Marauder fans, we're going to announce
looks like Sean Quarterman is coming at quarterback.
Here shortly, so if you purchased a ticket today, please get those tickets out. Be ready to go.
Quarterman's another athletic guy. He has a decent arm, but he likes to run a lot too. He fits in for Coach Breitbach's program.
Quarterman bounces off a couple tackles and a nice run.
Number 6, Sean Quarterman on the keeper. And on the tackle, number 54, Joe Doolin.
So, Tom, we had talked about it a couple different times in this game that Millersville could go to another quarterback, and they finally did.
Yeah, I mean, we both were kind of thinking about that in the first quarter, and let's see how Sean does. He's an athletic guy.
Keeps that one, bounce off a tackle, but Shippensburg will gang tackle him there, and he'll lose some yards.
And he sees exactly what J.J. Page has been dealing with all day in his second play coming into the game.
Number 6, Sean Coleman on the keeper. Brought down by number 38, Brian Sorber. And number 37, Aaron Sy. 3rd and 6 for the Marauders.
3rd and 6 from the 8. Millersville just trying to get out of, deep in their territory. Do not want to punt out of their end zone. Quarterman, the throw. It's a little bit behind number 84, Evan Brooks. And Millersville will punt. Stahl comes back on. 8:09 to go in the 3rd. Harmon's back for the punt return. There's the punt.
End over end punt. He's got room. Take it up the right sideline.
Good return by Harmon all the way to the 25.
Return by number 87, Trevor Harmon.
Talk about some good field position. Good return by Harmon.
27, John Jesperson. Shippensburg takes over, 1st and 10. All right, here's your winning number, 893-838. Once again, winning 50-50 number 893.
Red Raiders in good position right here for a decent offensive drive.
Raucci, he'll keep that one. Take a pretty big hit there
Number 17,
by Sean
Chris
Dugan.
Raucci on the keeper.
This point, Tom, you're up 30-0. The Shippensburg thinking about pulling their starter and putting in the backup.
You have the winning number
I mean, up 30-0, they could really pull any starter they want to, really. I mean, I don't think Millersville is going to come back in this game. If they want to get some guys some experience, start getting the rust off of some guys, starting getting some guys some experience for next year, it'd be a good game to do it.
And also injury risk as well, especially a team that's hoping to go to the postseason.
Handoff goes to number 22, Blair Brooks. Hit on the tackle, number 34, Sean
So, Tom, like you talked about earlier,
Slate.
In the Zone, student-run sports show. I'd also like to talk about another show on MUTV, News 99. If you're more of a news person, if you want the hard-hitting news, watch News 99 on Tuesdays.
And also, if you watch News 99 on Tuesdays, you'll be able to see Ryan. You can hear his voice now, but if you watch it, you can put the face with the voice. And what better to do that?
As we see the high snap there. Raucci just kind of throws it away. The bobbly one there. Thank you, Tom. Well said on that one.
Attended for number 22, Blair Brooks. 4th and 8 for Shippensburg.
Also some other shows. We might as well just throw some MUTV content at you. Watching the football game, you're going to get that. You're going to get some basketball, women's, men's. You got a field hockey earlier. We're coming all at you with it. We have we have a cooking show. We have Marauder Feud, a couple other things. So if you want a nice game show, people will be getting competitive.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah.
And if you like cooking, one of our very own, we could call him a genius, Ryan Adams, is producing a cooking show. And, I mean, he can make some food. I've had some of his food before, and it is amazing. And Ryan, he's a man of very few words, but he can sure make a nice dinner.
as we've been talking about,
Timeout,
you're
Shippensburg.
watching MUTV 99.1 in HD. See the really cool shot there, sun coming down. And Tom, you actually talked to me about this during halftime. Tonight, daylight savings. So,
turn your clocks back an hour.
Yeah, just turn it back an hour.
And you'll be able to get some more sleep or whatever else. Maybe another hour of talking to your friends and hanging out.
Yeah, watching movies.
Eating pizza at House of Pizza or something.
Oh, nice throw. And that'll be a touchdown. What a throw by Raucci there. That was a really nice throw.
Raucci's touchdown pass complete to number 9, Mike
And it's
Brown.
36-0. So we kind of got off on a little bit of a tangent there. And Raucci, the nice throw. That'll be his 3rd touchdown of the game. He now has 194 yards, 12 of 20. Shippensburg once again going 4-2. A little Wildcat there, Tom. I know you love the Wildcat.
I love it. It works to perfection.
Oh, the Wildcat always works. Come on. Touchdown, or the 2-point conversion there to Harmon. Harmon's just the man of the day. 6'3", and the Marauders' corners just can't cover him. He's got height on him, and that time makes the catch.
Extra point conversion is good.
The penalty is declined.
So it's 38-0. So great throw by Raucci. Shippensburg was another touchdown on the board. Stay with us, 6:30 remaining in the 3rd. So Tom, I'm not even going to say it. All I'm going to say is we're back from commercial. Shippensburg scored.
Yeah, it's been a rough day for the Marauder offense and the defense. I mean, the defense has made some stops today, but hasn't been enough, and the offense hasn't done enough today to
Marauders would take over 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line.
help the defense, get off the field.
As we look at some other scores from today, we have Bloomsburg over East Stroudsburg 34-13. Kutztown over Lock Haven 19-0. IUP over Clarion 31-0. Slippery Rock over Edinburgh 29-7. Westchester blowing out Cheney 58-0. And then we have Mercyhurst 49, Seton Hill 32, and then obviously our game.
.6:30, please. Bloomsburg now undefeated on the season, 8-0. We have Westchester in 2nd place, 7-1 in the East Division, division that Millersville is in, and also Shippensburg.
I mean, the PSAC West is kind of
Kind
bunched up this year. I mean, there's 3 teams at the top with Cal, Gannon, and Slippery Rock all at 7-2 right now.
1-yard gain. 2nd down.
Who do you think's going to come out of the West?
Well, Tom, kind of a toss-up, but, I just can't go against Slippery Rock. Seeing them at home here just run the ball consistently, a really good team. You also talk about another team in Cal that has been very good, but Cal actually beat Slippery Rock 48-26. I think Slippery Rock can adjust from that, and they can beat Cal. How about you?
I think it's going to come down between. You see a nice catch here by Petrovic. He's still rumbling down the field. He's still inbounds as he's finally pushed out. Big play right there.
Complete to number 88, Trenton Petrovic.
We'll come back to the PSAC West in a minute. That's the longest passing play for the Marauders today.
Obviously senior day, and Petrovic making a big catch. And Petrovic is a guy that came into this game with only 16 career catches in his 4 years at Millersville, but he's been a guy that has made some big plays when he's had the ball in his hands. And Quarterman will keep it, and he'll go in.
Touchdown.
Marauders are on the board, Tom. And it's now 38-6 as Sean Quarterman keeps it. Big hole up the middle, touchdown Marauders.
Quarterman showing some speed right there to take it to the end zone.
They're on the board.
Watch it again right here. Reads the defense, pulls it, and takes off for 6. Number 6 for 6.
And here's the 2-point conversion. Quarterman hands off to Phil Voss. Breaks some tackles, and he's in. The 2-point conversion is good, and there is the cannon, Tom. You were not expecting the cannon, were you?
I'm not used to the cannon yet. That catches you off guard every now and then, as you see right there. Thanks to the Millersville ROTC.
I'm definitely liking the cannon addition. When I used to come here with my parents before I actually attended Millersville, the cannon was always there. Definitely happy they brought it back. Great tradition. So the touchdown and 2-point conversion is good. Marauders are on the board. Stay with us. Tom, we are back, and we have a different thing to say here. Millersville, touchdown on the board, and we're loving it. Describe the play for me.
It was a great play. I mean, that was a designed handoff for Reed for Sean Quarterman. Quarterman made the right decision by pulling it out, and he took it straight up the A-gap for the touchdown.
Reminded me of a little bit of RG3 on that one. Speaking of RG3, playing this weekend.
Is he?
Yeah, he's starting.
Well, that might.
You better get him in your fantasy lineup.
10 for the Red Raiders to the 23-yard line.
So Shippensburg will start at the 23-yard line. There's the handoff. Great blocks by the Raiders. Taking a big hit there at the end. Good run.
Handoff there to number 6, Justin Pyle.
And there's Justin Pyle, his 3rd carry of the game. Nice run for a first down. Shippensburg will move the chains.
Back to the PSAC West, the mess that is atop the PSAC West. Ryan, I'm going to have to say it's either going to be Cal or Slippery Rock, but, I mean, don't overlook Gannon. Gannon's a very, very under-the-radar 7-2 right now. They're on a 3-game winning streak. I mean, I could see them. They play IUP next week, which is going to be a huge, huge opponent. But they were supposed to play Cal this week, but I don't know if many of you know, but Cal had some problems with their players. Some off-the-field issues, and they had to forfeit their game this week. But maybe that'll be a problem for Cal coming within the next 2 weeks. I don't know.
Tom, if you think about it also, that's already been calculated in the standings as a win for Gannon, and that was huge because Cal had a game on them, and now they're tied. And you look at that gives them the tiebreaker. Real tough break for the Cal, not even a break for the Cal football team. I can't even say that. It's just a very tough situation for that team. And also you look at it for Gannon, they have 2 straight home games.
Yeah.
IUP is a tough team, but they have them at home, and also East Stroudsburg. There's Raucci, throw to the outside, and Harmon has so much room, and he leaps a man. Please tell me we have a replay on that one.
Pass complete to number 87, Trevor Harmon.
Very athletic play by Harmon.
What a leap there.
Tackle made by number 19, Alex Postel.
And Shippensburg's up 38-8, and they're still running the no-huddle offense.
First down, Shippensburg.
Trying to score again. They're angry that the Marauders scored last drive.
They were hoping
Number
for that
17,
shutout.
Chris Raucci on the carry. Tackle made by number 20, P.J. Santos, and number 8, P.J. Richardson. 4-yard gain, second down and 6 for the Red Raiders.
Second and 6 for Shippensburg. Going to the tight end, and he will make the catch for the first down. And Shippensburg is driving here in a short amount of time.
Alex Coleman.
Again, going
Tackle made by number 10,
consistently
Xander
using the
Barkley.
no huddle. Raucci to the outside, another catch made. They will gain 7 yards, second and 3.
Mike Brown.
Catch made by Mike Brown. Handoff. Looks like Brooks is out of the game. Last couple carries have been by Plow. And then this carry was by number 11, Andrew Smith. So at this point in the game, you're up 30. I'm actually very surprised that they haven't taken out Raucci yet. Go to the backup quarterback. Especially at this point in the game, the coach would definitely be angry if Raucci actually did get hurt. And that would cause them to not go into the playoffs.
Yeah, I would think maybe if Shippensburg scores right here that they might debate on pulling Raucci, but I mean you can't just pull him out in the middle of the drive, so we'll see what Coach Mack does for the Red Raiders next drive.
There's a run actually by Brooks. As we mentioned, we actually thought he was out of the game.
Tackle by number 2, Reggie Slayton.
But the carry there from Brooks, and he stays in the game on this play.
I mean, the Red Raiders' next quarterback on the depth chart is Ryan Zaperticki, and he is a redshirt freshman, so he's a young guy. This would be a decent game as you see the wide receiver drop the touchdown pass right there. But Zaperticki, he's a young guy, so this would be a good game to get him in if you're Coach Mack for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, it's definitely a game where even if he would come in and not have a great game, at this point it really wouldn't matter. Just give him the reps that he needs.
Yes. He needs the experience, and when you're up by about 30 right now, exactly 30, it would be a good choice.
Here's the run by Plow, and he's in. And that is Justin Plow for the touchdown. Quick, speedy running back, and he takes to the outside, and we'll see what the call is. It might be holding. Holding would take away the touchdown. 1:57 remaining in the third quarter. Sun goes down here at Bloomsburg Stadium.
Looks like it will be holding on the Shippensburg offense.
Holding Shippensburg.
So that will take away the touchdown. There's the pass, wide open, and another Shippensburg touchdown.
Shippensburg.
To Trevor Harmon.
And Tom, how many touchdowns does Trevor Harmon have today?
Trevor Harmon.
He has 2 on the day today.
Okay.
That's the 7th reception. He's already over the century mark.
And Raucci, another touchdown pass. That will be his 4th of the day. Trevor Harmon, a big target. He continues to be a knife in the side of the Marauders. Shippensburg once again going for 2. The play clock running down. I do not think they're going to be able to get a playoff. They're going to have to take a timeout. And that is a delay of game. And it looks like they called a timeout. And they did. So timeout Shippensburg. 44-8. 1:51 to go in the 3rd.
Timeout on the field.
Coming up mid-November, not exactly sure on the date, but the Millersville Marauders boys basketball team has an opening tournament here, and they'll be taking on UVA Wise, the Cavaliers of UVA Wise. And if you like basketball, that's going to be a good game to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, I know our team is very athletic. You might see some high-flying dunks from Kelvin Parker. It's gonna be a fun team to watch. They're gonna be up and down this year, but it'll be fun.
And there's Harmon once again, and
Point conversion is good.
he's just running routes like crazy on this Marauders team. Big target. He'll get the 2-point conversion. And Shippensburg up 46-8 over Millersville. But Millersville getting the ball back after halftime. Quarterman leading the offense. Hopefully another touchdown on the board. Stay with us. We are back here at Bloomsburg Stadium. As you see some shots there, weather is changing. It's getting colder out here. We are in the middle of fall. It is prime football season. Big football Sunday tomorrow, Tom. Your Baltimore Ravens, Sunday Night Football against the arch rival Pittsburgh Steelers. Any thoughts on that matchup?
I just hope Joe Flacco plays well. I mean, that's all I'm going to say about that. I just hope he plays well. I don't want to talk about it.
You don't want to jinx the boys for tomorrow. Is that game the Ravens on the road or at home?
Ravens are on the road,
Ooh,
so it'll be a tough one.
All right. Steelers have been playing a lot better lately. Big Ben, 6 touchdown passes.
Speaking of the Steelers,
last week.
Speaking of the Steelers, we have Sonny Palomalo on the field tonight.
Look at that segue.
Number 6, Sean Quarterman on the keeper.
And Quarterman, another carry. Looked pretty good with the legs so far since coming to the game.
54, Joe Dolan. TR gain, 2nd down and 8.
A little over 1 minute.
Myron Miles running hard to pick up some yards right there.
Tackle made by number 23, Shelvin Cheatham.
We have a 3rd and 2. Marauders at the 33-yard line. Quarterman in the shotgun. A couple running backs. And that one's Coates. Coates a big hole. He'll take it to the 45-yard line. Good run by David Coates. So Millersville, since Quarterman's come in, they've looked pretty good, Tom.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice surprise because the offensive play calls haven't changed much. I think Sean's making some better reads, whether to hand it off or pull it. You see right here, you'll see the read. He hands it off, and Coach picks up the 1st down.
So first down for the Marauders. Quarterman keeps this one, looking for a block. Coates gives him one. Good run by Quarterman, and he doesn't take a hit either. Very smart play by Quarterman.
Number 6, Sean Quarterman on the keeper.
And that will be 2nd and 1. But Millersville will not get another play off. They do score a touchdown and get the 2-point conversion in the 3rd quarter. They're driving here, so stay with us. 4th quarter, we will be right back. Millersville on a nice little drive here to start the 4th quarter. 2nd and 1 at the 46-yard line. 46 of the Raiders. Sean Quarterman came in middle of the 3rd quarter, and he's looked very good. Handoff there to Myron Miles. He's got a block. David Coates gives him a nice one. First down, Millersville at around the 35-yard line. So a good run to start the 4th quarter.
First out of bounds, number 23, Chavez Cheatham.
Very cold day here in Marauder country.
1st and 10 for the Marauders.
Excuse me.
Don't be coming down with a cold now, Tom. Got to finish this game.
Don't worry. I mean, we did only call the field hockey game today in the rain, which they won 3-0. If anyone was wondering, they're still number 1 in the nation.
Field hockey. Yep.
They're a real good team.
Yeah.
That was enjoyable. That was Ryan and I's first field hockey game calling. It was a fun game to call. Thanks to our producer John Coleman. It was a nice game.
Hopefully, field hockey gets a playoff game at home. We can call another one.
I would like to call their
definitely.
playoff game. That if they have one at home, that would be nice.
The defense was impressive.
Yes, it was.
So back to the game. Sean Quarterman in the shotgun. And he'll hand that one off. What a cut by David Coates. He's not going to pick up much on that. The blocking was not there, but
shades of Reggie Bush for David Coates.
What a cut from David Coates. See the replay here, Tom.
Reggie Bush, look at him.
Oh. I thought you were about to go Chris Boomer on me there real quick with the whoops and stuff.
Well, he only had one.
I was getting a little excited.
Just wait. If we get a long run, then our listeners will know.
Quarterman, a nice pass, and is dropped by Myron Miles.
Quarterman's pass goes incomplete, intended for number 5.
Now 3rd and 9.
Bring him a 4th and 9 for the Marauders.
Quarterman's a guy that saw time last year and also the year before. He's been a player that has started some games, but then, other guys have jumped in for different reasons. But so far he's come in and looked pretty strong.
Yeah, I know Sean personally. Sean, he's a very hard worker, and he really cares about this team and cares about, performing well. And tonight I feel like he's doing well. And as a fan of him, I'm glad he's performing well.
Good scramble there from Quarterman, but it's out of the reach of the intended receiver. Shippensburg will take over on downs. That was 4th and 9. 13:07 to go in this one, and at this point we can expect a lot of runs from the Raiders. Run that clock.
Right here you see Sean scramble. Nice arm right there, just couldn't come up with the catch.
Quarterman definitely a fast quarterback, and he's the type of guy that Coach Breitbach can definitely use. Nice tackle for a loss for the Marauders defense. Good play right there by Sean
Dugan in the backfield.
Like I was saying, Quarterman's a guy that can buy more time because the offensive line has struggled in this game because the Shippensburg defensive line is just so tenacious.
They're very good up front, yeah. The Shippensburg offensive line. We already talked about it. They're big. There's some big hosses up there.
Second down and 14.
Harmon in motion. There's the run. Nice hole up the middle. And a run there
Handoff goes to number 11.
by number 11, Andrew Smith.
Tackle made by number 19, Alex Mostel.
We're under 12 minutes here in the fourth. Shippensburg on another drive. Raucci on the pass. Close to a first down.
For those of you viewers who are defensive-minded, if you like defense, tackle update on Reggie Slayton. He has 9 today. That brings a total of 91 on the season. You know, he's inching closer to that, the 122 tackle mark set in 1999 by Lee Rosado. He had 122 in 1999. Big run right here, though, by Andrew Smith.
Number 11,
I mean, our defenses, they're getting cut up a little bit, so I know the backups are in, but next week and the week after, look for Reggie to, you know, make some plays. I mean, at least cheer for Reggie the next 2 weeks at least.
Another carry there by Smith, and a flag on the
Carry
play.
again, number 11, Andrew Smith.
Tom, the nice thing is in the first half we saw a lot of flags. Second half, not as many. The game has moved along.
There's only been 1 flag this half, actually.
Good.
And it's been on Shippensburg.
Good.
So the Marauders are staying true to their nine penalties for 48 yards. Let's see what this one is, because this is 2. This makes 2 flags for the half.
Play for a pick.
Up. And his mic cut
Second
out.
down.
Not sure what the penalty is on that one, but it will be second down. I think we have a face mask on the play. It will be 2nd and 8 at the 29, 11-19 to go. Shippensburg, a healthy dose of the run game here in this game. The jumbo package on this one. Smith the carry. Oh, nice run from Smith. Breaking tackles. Runs that one for 7. Looks like it'll be about 3rd and 1.
Marauder tackle made by number 19, Alex Postel, and number 20, PJ Santos. First down, Red Raiders.
Actually, on that run, Smith will pick up the first down. Another run, and Smith once again getting a lot of carries late in this game.
Number 11, Andrew Smith on the carry. Tackle made by number 41, Brian Kelly, and number 19, Alex Postel.
You know, I still think it's surprising that Raucci's in the game. I mean, Andrew Smith, he's another backup running back. He's in, and I know there's still other starters in because Harmon is still playing wide receiver and everything. But I'm just surprised that they have Raucci in here. I feel like the Shippensburg offense and Coach Mack are trying to make a statement today, kind of, you know, with the pushing and shoving before the game.
Raucci's pass goes incomplete.
So Tom, not trying to start anything, not trying to start any beef or anything, but
For number 81,
you think this is
Alex
a Bill
Fulgen.
Belichick situation? Trying to run up the score. They come out. I don't know who started the fight in the beginning, you know, the pushing and shoving or, the talking trash, but do you think this is a statement? You know, you're playing against a team who's 0-7 in the PSAC, a team that is not in contention with you in the standings. Do you think they're trying to purposely run up the score here? Smith gets a carry.
I don't think they're purposely trying to run up the score. I think they're trying to think of it as, you know, impose their will and, you know, make sure that Millersville knows that Shippensburg is better than them. But really, I mean, Shippensburg, they've had a down year. They're 4-4 this year, about to be 5-4. I mean, I just think this is a lot of frustration coming out in this game too for Shippensburg, because a lot of teams try to come in here to Christfield and bully the Marauders around. And you know, the first half, the Marauders they weren't taking it. They were fighting back, and I think that was a shock actually to the Shippensburg team.
Yeah, I mean, and Shippensburg has, you know, they lost a couple close games, because we have a timeout there by Shippensburg. Ship actually lost a close game week 4 at Bloomsburg, who's undefeated. They lost to the undefeated team 38-30, so a close game there. And then the week after, they lost a 4-point game at home to East Stroudsburg. They lost 37-33, so those are 2 games they easily could have won, and their record could be already 6-2.
A lot of these games, like you said, against Bloomsburg and East Stroudsburg, they're close wins. Bloomsburg was within eight. East Stroudsburg was within 4, and they lost both of them. Those games can go, you know, either way. You know, if they would have won those games, they'd be at the top, you know, in contention for the PSAC East. And like I said, I feel like they're just really kind of releasing some frustration right now in this game.
And you look at next week, taking on Kutztown. Kutztown has been a team that they've been pretty solid this year. That should be a really good game. Week after, they take on Mercyhurst at noon. That will be November 15th, last game of the season for Ship. And the Marauders, this will be their last home game of the season. They have a game next week at Cheney at noon, and the week after at Edinburgh at noon.
Next week will be a game. I mean, we won't be able to cover it because it'll be away, but if you guys want to see a competitive game, because Cheney, they are, I don't want to, no disrespect to Cheney, but they are, you know, what am I trying to say?
Kind of like a, you know, like a development type of team. Like,
yes.
I feel like Cheney's in kind of the same position that Millersville has been in. They're probably in the second toughest football conference in the nation, and they're a team that has never really been able to get over the hump per se and contend every year, you know, in the top of the standings.
It'll be a good game to tune into if you're a Marauder football fan, and you'll know that, you know, Cheney is almost struggling more than the Marauders are right now. But there is a former Cheney transfer on our team, Josh Garnett, who came here 2 seasons ago. I played with him for a season. You see he flips in over top. As you see,
that'll be
touchdown,
Andrew Smith.
Number 11,
acrobatic flip in for 6. But yeah, Josh Garnett, you know, he came from Cheney, and he developed into a very good player, and now he starts on the Marauder defensive line. That Cheney has the talent. It's tough to put it all into works, just like the Marauders right now. So that'll be a good game to watch next week.
We're definitely not saying that Cheney is a bad program. We're just saying that, you know, we're not saying the Marauders are a bad program. It's just that these 2 programs, it's so tough to have consistent recruiting every season. We see another blocked extra point. Not exactly sure why Shippensburg keeps attempting the extra point, but another block there for the Marauders. We're just saying that it's so tough to have consistent recruiting when there's all these good programs around the state in a very tough football conference. But if you stay with us, we will talk more about this after the break. Millersville will get the football back. They're down 52-8, 7:55 remaining in this game. Stay with us. We are back here at Beamsdorfer Stadium, Christfield. Touchdown on the last possession by Shippensburg. The run up the middle and the nice flip by Andrew Smith. Millersville will be receiving the kickoff here. Samara Moat, as you see there, gonna hopefully return the kick. hopefully get a lot of yards out of this kick. Millersville a touchdown on the board on the keeper from Sean Quarterman. Excuse me, he took over for J.J. Page, who started the game. And we have a nice quarterback carousel in Millersville as Matt Misley started off the season, and then it went to J.J. Page, and now it is with Sean Quarterman. And next week it could be with somebody else. You never know with Coach Breitbach. He's just trying to play the guy that he feels fits best with his game plan. As Samara Moat will down that one. Marauders will take over at the 20-yard line, 7:51 to go. And Tom, I would love to see a nice drive here from the Marauders. Obviously, everyone watching, and me and you both know they're not going to win this game. But I'd like to see them put some points on the board here. Make themselves feel good for next week. They played Cheney. Hopefully they can beat Cheney, get a little momentum. And, if they can take down Edinboro, Edinboro is a team that hasn't necessarily, played great this season. If the Marauders could beat Edinboro 1-7 in the conference, if Millersville could win next week, they would actually be 1-8.
I feel like, as you see Phil Vass right there, true freshman, take that carry. I feel like if Millersville can win next week against Cheney, I think they're going to be working up some momentum for Edinboro. Edinboro is on the road, and it's no easy task to play at Edinboro. But I feel like the Marauders, if they can work up some momentum, as everybody knows, Edinboro, is kind of in the northwestern part of the state. It's cold up there. It's colder than it is here tonight. But football's a big game of momentum. And the Marauders, they need some right now.
Nice, tough run there as Millersville will pick up the first down. And Tom, I completely agree. If Millersville can get a nice score here, get a little momentum, beat Cheney next week. Doesn't matter if you win by 1 or win by 40. Get the W. The week after, you take on Edinboro at Edinboro. If you can take them down and you go 2-9 on the season, how do you feel overall? I know that it's not 500. I know it's not a winning season, but how do you feel as a football program going 2-9?
Okay, so if they were to win their last 2 games of the season, that's a better off season, than going 0-11 on the season.
Yeah.
I think that would give them some confidence, in going into next season. In the off season, they're working out and stuff. That they're going to be hungry to get that win next season. You know what I mean? So I would love to see the Marauder football team go 2-0 in their next games, beat some struggling opponents, and just have some confidence.
Yeah. No, I mean, definitely, especially after week 1, losing a heartbreaker to Livingstone at home. If everybody tuned into that game, very tight game, came down to Evan Stahl. He just, pulled the ball to the left. As you see the replay here, as Quarterman will keep it. Great defense by Shippensburg as they now have their backups in. But you look at that game, Millersville had it. They had that game. But in the end, Livingstone came back. Some questionable calls. I'm not going to blame the refs for a loss. But if you look at that game, Millersville lost 46-44. Some questionable onside kick penalties, which, Tom, we didn't agree with at the time, but Stahl just missed. The extra point is Quarterman going deep. And out of the reach of the receiver. As it will be 4th down, 5:27 to go. But Millersville could have easily beaten Livingstone. They had some other games last week against Lockhaven. They could have won that game. If you look at it at the end of the season, yes, they didn't necessarily win 4 games, but they could have won up to 4 games if they win their last 2. Punt here by Stahl. Not a good punt, and it's going to be blocked by Shippensburg. Picked up by David Coates. He's tackled at the 33-yard line. Shippensburg take over the 33. Not Evan Stahl's fault on that punt. As you see the replay here, just a bad, looks like a, we'll see if it's a snap or a catch. Can't necessarily see on the replay there. Actually, Tom, I think that was on Evan Stahl. Not a great catch on that one. He bobbled it. Could not get the amount of time he needed to get the good punt off. But overall, Stahl has been very solid during this season for the Marauders. 5:18 to go. Shippensburg will continue to run the ball, run the clock. They start at the 33-yard line, 1st and 10. As they now have a backup in there. And actually, they're going to run more Wildcat as Justin Pyle is in there.
Carry by number 20, Colin McDermott. Tackle made by number 19, Alex Postell.
Tom, question for you.
Hit me.
How do you feel about the Wildcat offense?
You know, I'm not a fan of it. Okay. I'm not a fan of it in NFL. As you've seen right there, number 20, Colin McDermott. Take a nice run right there for the Red Raiders offense. But
Alex Postell, and number 43,
I'm not a huge fan of it in the NFL. In college, I think it works a little better. Teams are, I don't want to say more or less undisciplined, but I guess you can say they're not as experienced. So I don't know. I don't think it works too well as an offense. I think people know too much about it, but it works for Red Raiders right now, as you see. McDermott take it in for 6.
Touchdown, Shippensburg.
But yeah, the Wildcat, if it works for you, run it.
Number 20,
all right.
Colin McDermott.
As you see right there, McDermott goes in for 6. Now it's 58-8. Shippensburg.
Tom, the only reason I brought that up is I knew you were not a fan of it. The only reason that it became popular is Ronnie Brown running with the Dolphins. Ronnie Brown now a four-string running back for the San Diego Chargers, if anybody cares. But a touchdown for the Shippensburg Raiders. And like you said, Tom, 58-8, the handoff there, and McDermott's in for the extra point, or for the 2-point conversion. It is now 60-8, Shippensburg over the Marauders. 4:22 remaining in this game. If you stay with us this long, you can stay with us for another 4:22. We'll be right back. Shippensburg, another touchdown, and it is by McDermott. The 3rd-string running back, Millersville, last in the PSAC against the run. As the sun has set here, 4:22 remaining in the 4th quarter. It is 60-8. Nice run to the 29-yard line.
Kickoff return by number 81,
by Samara Moat.
Tackle by number 11, Andrew Smith.
And we will see here if Quarterman comes back out, or if Breitbach goes to another quarterback. He's going to stay with Sean Quarterman, Phil Voss, Myron Miles in the backfield along with Quarterman. There's a handoff to Voss. No push from the offensive line, and that has been one of the big issues today. The offensive line getting pushed around by the Raider defensive line. We talked about it earlier, Tom. The Raiders' offensive and defensive line, both the lines just looking so stout. And we hear a lot on ESPN and NFL Live and different programs that good teams are built in the trenches. Do you agree with that statement?
Oh, totally, yeah. I mean, the offensive line, they don't get much credit. They never get much credit, which is, I understand that. My headset.
As you see a nice run here from Myron Miles, and he breaks away. Myron, the speed, touchdown, Myron Miles.
Touchdown.
Sorry, Tom, to cut you off there, but Myron Miles, a long touchdown run.
Number 5, Myron Miles.
Yeah, that was a great play right there by the Marauders. You watch it on replay here. speed.
Oh. Look
Breaks
at Myron.
away.
He said, see ya. Myron on that 40 time. Touchdown Marauders.
Touchdown Marauders. Nothing better.
And with that run, Marauders 14 points on the board. Yes, they have given up 60, but like we said, a little bit of momentum for next week against Cheney. Big game for the Marauders. And a great run from Myron Miles. We've been talking him up all season. We believe that Myron should be getting more carries, and hopefully after that run, he will be getting more carries. Quarterman in, shotgun. He will keep it, and Quarterman's in for 2-point conversion. It is now 60-16, and there is the cannon. With 3:28, the Marauders get on the board once again. Myron Miles, the breakaway speed, and it's good to see.
That's what I was saying. I mean, they got to use Myron more often.
It is now 16-60, Millersville down in this game, but a great touchdown run from Myron Miles. We'll be back right after commercial. We are back here. We are back here after a long touchdown run. 71 yards to be precise, Tom. Myron Miles down the sideline showing that breakaway speed. Touchdown Marauders. 16 points on the board for Millersville. It's 16-60. And at this point, Shippensburg will continue to run clock. Great breaking of tackles there from Andrew Smith. Another tackle he broke.
He's still going.
Wow. He runs it all the way to the 47-yard line.
Kickoff return by number 11, Andrew Smith.
Smith breaking a lot of tackles.
And number 8, TJ Richardson.
Shippensburg offense will take over. 60 points on the board from the Ship offense. The offensive line has been stout again today, and the defense only getting up 16 points. Looked very good. But it is encouraging. Millersville putting up 16 points in the second half. And here is the carry from Justin Powell.
Number 6, Justin Pyle to carry. Tackle made by number 34, Sean Dugan.
Sean Dugan there on the tackle. He's had a very strong game today. As the wind continues to whip up here at Beams-Durfer Stadium. Dugan now with 10 total tackles. He's just behind Santos and Slayton.
That's huge for Dugan as a freshman. I mean, that might be, that's a good sign for them, as a defense.
Here is the carry from Pyle, a nice carry to the 42-yard line.
Number 6, Justin Pyle to
It
carry.
is 2:20 remaining in this game. Clock will stop because of the first down.
Number 19, Alex Postel. And number 36, Alpha Khan.
Shippensburg will continue to run the football in this one. And as we look at some team statistics in this one, Millersville finally got the run going a little bit. The first half they ended with 101 total yards in the first half, and in the second half they have 100 total yards. We were hoping that would improve. So far it has not, as you see the run up the middle there by McDermott.
Caleb goes to number 20, Colin McDermott.
Very good run there as McDermott has a touchdown on the day. But for the Raiders, they have 649 total yards.
Yeah.
The Marauders, 307.
Result of the play is a Shippensburg first down.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, for the Marauder offense, or for the Shippensburg offense, they're averaging a 509, and I mean they're well over 509 by over 150 yards right now. They're playing real well, but they finally have put in their second-string quarterback, number 11, Andrew Smith.
Andrew Smith's actually looked. This has been a team that's actually been running the ball a lot. And Andrew Smith, Tom, actually a running back, as we see a fumble on the play, recovered by the Marauders.
Recovered by Millersville.
As they're hungry for some more points here with 1:12 to go.
You know, that would be nice, you know, see another touchdown here.
Number 55, Tanner Dean.
As the wind, this has been as strong as the wind has been all day.
Yep.
So we are sorry for, you know, if you guys listen to the audio.
We're struggling,
here,
but we're gonna get through it here with you guys.
If the wind is whipping up and giving us some bad sound, we are sorry for that. But the Marauders looking to drive once again. Sean Quarterman in shotgun. Hands it off to Phil Voss. He'll gain 2.
Handoff goes number 45, Phil Voss.
And we are now under a minute in this game. Last home game of the season for the Marauders.
3-yard gain, 2nd down and 7 for the Marauders.
So we're down to 40 seconds in this one. Quarterman. He'll hand that one off to David Coates. Coates will have a nice 5-yard gain on the play. Down to about, actually 4-yard gain on the play. It'll be 3rd and 3. Under 20 here, and we will see if Coach Breitbach calls a play here. It looks like he will get one more play in here, giving one more rep for Quarterman. We will see if Quarterman starts next week against Cheney, as Voss will get the carry. He'll pick up the 1st down, but this one is all over. The Shippensburg Raiders come to Bloomsburg Stadium and get a 60-16 victory over the Millersville Marauders. Millersville put up 16 points in the second half. But when it's all said and done, Shippensburg wins this one handily. They go to 5-4 overall. Marauders drop to 0-9 on the season. That is our last telecast for a football game this season. Thanks for tuning in. From all of us at MUTV 99, thank you and have a good night.